Okay, so we have clicked the record button, and this is for everybody. We will send you out a recording. Sandy and Mary Lou, you guys can see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So let's start. Jump into it. We've got some questions already. So we're just going to look, Dee, as people come in, you'll just manage them at your end, and we'll start with some of our questions.
Yeah.
If you need to stop me at any point or got another question, Dee, just put a thumbs up and I'll know. And
Perfect.
I'll finish up and we'll go to yours. Okay, so my first question was, what are the things you would never do on LinkedIn? Now, of course, one of the things you never do on social media, not just LinkedIn, is shame and name people. That just makes you, as the person shaming and naming the person, look like sour grapes, or you look worse than the person you're actually shaming and naming. So that would be one thing. There's probably a long list of things, but quickly I would say dropping an ad like a Yellow Pages, like the old phone book that you used to have, and just putting an ad out there and saying, you know, buy now, 15% off. It doesn't work. It also devalues your brand. So you need to think about how you want to be seen on social media, how you want to be seen on LinkedIn, and that you're a person of adding value and you want your values to come through. So what you want to make sure that you don't do on LinkedIn is the things that you don't want to demonstrate in your business. So I wouldn't walk up to you, Dee, at a networking event and say, buy my book, Dee. It's fantastic, and show you a picture or shove it in your hands, right? So it's the same thing. Social media, LinkedIn is about being interactive and about offering value. Then if the person sees the value, they come to you. So think about that, and that's answering the other side of the question, of course, which is what you should do on LinkedIn rather than what you shouldn't. Our next question is, if you are looking for lead generation, who would you connect with? Well, you would connect with your perfect target market or your perfect avatar, and I think you'd agree with that, Dee.
Yep.
You'd also like to think about connecting with people who will comment and have interests in what you're talking about. So, for example, as a leadership coach, I actually did go out and reach out to a lot of other coaches and other people who did similar things to me, because I know that they'll interact on my posts and what I'm saying. So that gives me interaction and engagement with like-minded people. They may not be my target market, but they will be interacting in my posts, which of course attracts you to your target market, right?
Yeah.
And you do a similar thing, do you?
Yeah, but it's also about support. You know, you have your little network of people that are supportive of what you're doing, and and I'm always, Sandy, saying you behave on LinkedIn the same as you would behave in real life. So you've got your little support network, you catch up with them about business and how things are going, and everybody, you know, has suggestions and collaboration and things like that. You can do exactly the same on LinkedIn, but the power of LinkedIn is that it amplifies those results. So other people get to see, you know, that, like you said, Sandy, that interaction and that engagement, and then they get this bigger story about you and what you do and what you stand for.
About your values.
Yeah.
You know, it's a story. Now, I've had clients watch me I have one woman say she'd been watching me on LinkedIn for 4 years before she actually reached out. And she said she used to download all my articles and give them to her team consistently. But she never liked anything and she never commented. It took 4 years for her to actually comment on something. So there you go. And you use that dinner party analogy, Dee.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's the same as if you use LinkedIn as networking. So if you went into a networking event or a dinner party event and you sat down next to someone, and I looked to my right, even though there's no one there, and I should talk to the camera, and you look to the person and all you're doing is going, oh, hi, I'm Dee Mills and I do outsourcing for VAs. Here's my business card. They're going to be like, what? You know, crickets, or it'll be a bit awkward. So it's the same on LinkedIn. If you're connecting, you're wanting not just to be shoving your business card in their face. It's having those organic conversations which you can have on LinkedIn just like you would at a dinner party or a networking event.
Yep. And that leads beautifully into our next question, which was, how do you engage with your network? I.e.,
Yep.
what should we post? What should we do? So I actually say happy birthday to people, congratulations on their anniversary, whatever it happens to be, because they're part of my network, right? And it's not just about what are you giving me. Now, I know at this point, some people are like, I want the silver bullet. I want the quick fix. I want to be able to go back. You know, it isn't like that. LinkedIn is about generating these organic conversations, generating these conversations with people, seeing the person, seeing how you can help them. That is how you build trust. Trust is how you build client relationships and turn people into clients. Now, some people may have a problem and you have the solution for that problem. Some people might not actually recognize yet that they have that problem, or the pain may not be big enough yet. Right? So they might go, yeah, I really need to, in your case, Dee, really need to have a VA. You know, virtual assistant would be fantastic. Someone like Mary Lou there, you know, could be helping me do my social media and blah, 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 blah. But you know what? I'm busy enough, or I haven't got the brain space to think about that yet. I know I need it. Now, 6 months down the track, when there's no more leads coming in and no more business coming in, maybe the pain's a bit greater, right?
Yep.
So what I'm saying to people out there that are listening today, and I know we've got a lot of people who have joined us today, which is fantastic, is, you know, the best time to start is now. Don't wait till the pain gets really big, because you'll be sorry, and you'll be again behind the 8 ball.
It's starting that momentum.
Yeah, and it is not something that you will do today. And sales and marketing is like this. Business development, obviously, similar thing is like this. It's not going to give you, not always going to give you instant results today. It builds a picture, right? And it builds a funnel, and it builds a collective place for people to come and have a conversation with you.
But Sandy, also when it comes
directly sell.
But when it comes to somebody knowing you on LinkedIn, they might, like you said, not need your services right away. And yes, they might come back to you in 6 months' time, but also they know other people. And that's the great thing about LinkedIn. It's very easy for them to go, hey, I've been, you know, watching Sandy online on LinkedIn, and she's posted some really great articles. You just mentioned you've got a leadership issue, or you've got emerging leaders in your business. Why don't you ping her? Here's, you share the profile. This is her details on LinkedIn. And Sandy, I've done this where I've gone into what I thought was a sales appointment. They've got via LinkedIn, they've said, oh, yep, lovely. We'd like to talk about outsourcing bookkeeping and accounting. Can we meet? So we've met at a coffee shop. I didn't have to tell them hardly anything. It was the weirdest sales call I've ever made, because they'd sussed me all out on LinkedIn. And they're like, yep, we know what you do. We just want to get down to the nitty gritty. They had already formed that opinion that they liked me from my interactions on LinkedIn.
That's exactly right. And that's why we go about, the first question was a great question. I put it in that order, was what not to do on LinkedIn. Because you start naming and shaming people, or you start putting out there, oh, you know, whatever it is, negative stuff, people will find that.
Yeah.
And are they your future clients, or maybe they might have been your future clients, but even you don't know what you're going to be doing down the track. And if people, we're assuming people are using LinkedIn for lead generation, but maybe people are using it for looking for a position. You know, maybe people have been, LinkedIn is an ongoing personal resume. I don't even use business cards anymore. I don't feel the need anymore to use business cards, because people just find my, you know,
Yep.
Sandy Colombo, and there's everything you need about me.
Yep. I've literally sat at a conference, Sandy, and gone, oh, what's your LinkedIn profile? Found the guy that I was sitting next to, went, yep, sent him a little message so we didn't forget that we'd seen each other at the trade show, but bang, I've got a connection to that guy no matter where he goes. Whereas if he had given me that business card that he was working in 2 years' time, if he loses that, if he leaves that business, I lose my connection. Wherever he goes on LinkedIn.
It's a live CRM, right? Contacts. It's a live resume, right, for you, and not just for you, but for your business.
Yep.
Right, and what you're doing. And so it comes down to, what do I post? Well, you post things that are helpful to your target market.
Yep.
Right. That are information based, that will help them. So if you're writing a post about, I don't know, toxic culture, for example, in businesses, give them, when you're writing that post, there's a way to do it. You give them the problem, but then you want to give them, and then you give them the story, and then you want to give them the solution. So, you know, 3 top things or 5 top things that you can do, right, instantly to, to improve your situation of where you're at, right? So it's important that when you're putting information out, you're giving those people who are reading it helpful information that they can use, and not just telling them about a problem.
Mm.
You know.
Yep.
So it's really important. Now, obviously, if you're using an article is different to a post, right? Post is only 1,200 words. You can't exactly go into great detail, but what you can do is reference then an article that you have written, and so it will give you further information here. Or contact me. I don't say contact me. People know to contact you if they're interested. This call to action isn't really a necessary thing on LinkedIn. They will come to you if they feel that they need. You might direct them to your website. And websites have become windows as well. Your LinkedIn profile is probably more important than your website.
Mm.
What do you post? Post value, post interactive stuff that's going to help people solve the problem that you solve for people.
So Sandy, someone's just pinged in a question. Testimonials. So because you said don't just drop an ad, is there a way to structure the results of something that you've done, i.e. a testimonial, in a way that doesn't look like an ad, so to speak?
Yeah, sure. So you can use recommendations, which is what I would ask the person to do. So if somebody's giving you a testimonial, I would ask for, could you give me a live recommendation on LinkedIn? You want to always make sure that you have more recommendations than you have given. It's really important on your profile. And the other way you can do it is, if you've got a page of testimonials, you can upload it as media.
Yep.
Brand it and upload it as media on your profile, so people can look straight away on your profile. And I would suggest everybody on the call go and have a look at my profile and have a look. It's got media, it's got information about me, it's got also live video, right, of me facilitating.
Yep.
Right? So people get an idea from just looking at your LinkedIn profile what you actually deliver.
Cool.
So great question. The next one was, do you personally really get business through LinkedIn or on LinkedIn? And yes, I have, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples. One was, I had a leadership company that was doing a lot of leadership facilitation work in Canberra. They had business, a lot of their people fly in. They wanted sessions of coaching for their people that were coming into the training. So they contacted me and said, Sandy, we see you're one of the top facilitators, coaches in Melbourne, through my LinkedIn profile. Can you coach these people for us? Bang.
Yep.
And what's your rates? And I gave them rates, said no problem. Never met them. Only ever met them through LinkedIn. Another example of getting business through LinkedIn was speaking. Often I get, you know, messages asking me to come and speak, and this goes to your point, Dee. People have said, oh, we asked around who was the person in Melbourne to speak to, and your name kept coming up.
Yep.
So they were more of a HR type role that were looking for speakers for a conference or for an event. Sometimes it's event managers, and they ask who do you see out there, and people say, and they recommend you. So,
yep.
So yes, there's different ways that you can get business, and then of course there's just, you know, people who will reach out and just say, listen, Sandy, you know, like I need some help with my sales and marketing, my LinkedIn, whatever it happens to be. Can we have a conversation? Can we talk?
Yep.
And it happens quite often as well. So there's lots of different step downs, you know, sort of connections that you can get, and different ways you can get business. And I never ask for the business on LinkedIn ever. I think that's the kiss of death. So,
yep.
definitely.
Sandy, we're at 14 minutes, by the way.
Yep. No, I've got it. No worries. We did start a bit late.
Yes.
So, now, what is my next question? How do I tell the difference between time wasters and buyers for my service or product? And you just gave me an example of that. You said you went along to a sales call. You thought you were going to talk about one thing, although they knew a lot about you. I always ask if people want to catch up. I just say, okay, great, love to catch up. Specifically, what are we meeting for, and what are you looking for? And it might sound a bit in your face, but some people just say, oh, look, I just thought I'd like to catch up and have a coffee with you and shout your coffee. Great. You know, then I'll say, okay, you know, I'll probably still do it, but it might be a couple of weeks away. Other people say, Sandy, I really want to talk about you doing some webinars for us, or I really want to talk about doing some coaching. Can we meet for a coffee? Or I've got this piece of work, whatever it happens to be. But people will come back and give you an idea, and then you can prioritize that, because that's about you prioritizing your stuff, not others. You are going to get people who just hit, you know, the sales speak. And I know one of my clients was telling me the other day, they didn't qualify why they were meeting with someone. It was somebody from a big bank, and at the end of the meeting, the person hit them for Amway.
Yeah, I've had that.
Have you? Well, there you go.
Wasn't Amway. It was a skincare range.
Yeah, and you're going to get that. So if you don't specifically ask the question of why we're meeting, right? Because we go in with our why. Right? You say to reach out to me, Dee, and say, Sandy, love to catch up. Let's catch up for a coffee. I go, great. Dee wants coaching, facilitation, or some sales and marketing stuff around LinkedIn. That's what I go off, right? You're going, no, you just want to hang out with Sandy because she seems to know a lot of people, and, you know, thinking she's in that, you know, right age to, I don't know, buy my skincare products. So always ask. And it's not, look, I think, you know, if I reach out to someone and ask, very happy to tell them why. But I think that's a really good, you know, and at least you're going to go in fully informed.
Yep. And prepared.
And I'll do one more question. I have a profile, but how do I start with LinkedIn? Great question. How do you start? You start the same way as you eat an elephant, one spoonful at a time. You can't eat the whole elephant, right? And just start. There will never be a perfect time. Don't you agree, Dee? Don't you remember when you and I felt like this?
Yeah.
I know you did, you know, when you felt like this years ago, right? It was like, oh my God, how do I even start? It's about starting, and it's about consistency, and all business development is the same.
Yep. Yep.
If you're not out there, people, you won't be out there, people. So, and if you really want more information on how to start, you know, you can do it yourself. You can just, you know, join our webinar, or, you know, you can catch up with us, and we can walk you through it. So we've actually, part of why we're doing these free webinars is that Dee and I have had such a great response to our webinars, is that we've started an online training on teachable about LinkedIn. And so we're hoping to send you all out coming today. We're hoping that you'll do a Survey Monkey for us. That would be a monkey survey. Survey Monkey. Which way is it?
Survey Monkey.
For us with 6 or 7 quick questions, which we'd really appreciate. And we appreciate you coming today and sharing your time. If we've got more questions coming through and we can see them. So we're thinking next week, same time, same back channel. We're going to do part 2. If you want your questions up and going, please reach out to either Dee or I, and we're happy to put your questions up the top. We already had a few that we knew people were coming through with.
Yeah.
So,
otherwise, you can ask them live during this webinar as well, like that person did before in regards to how do we go about testimonials. So if you do have any questions, you can chuck them in there now if you like, and we'll answer them live.
Part of what we're offering with our online program, which hasn't been launched yet, but part of it is cheat sheets, because one of the things Dee and I both found by starting our businesses through or with LinkedIn, in conjunction with LinkedIn, was learning how to do all the bits and pieces was really quite time consuming and frustrating. And you can do it yourself.
Yep.
Or you've got 2 things: time and resources. or you spend a bit of money with us, and we can actually give you all the answers that we've found. So it's a quick way there.
But having the cheat sheets, having an online resource that you can go to refer to go, this is how for example, you spoke about setting up media, Sandy. There's a whole
or even recommendations. People
topic.
get confused with that one too.
Yep.
Right. And then you can just download that and then just do it yourself. And you've got those resources. But we've spoken enough, and we've got more questions. So we'll do part 2 next week at 10 o'clock, same time.
Yep.
And those of you who are watching this after the fact, we hope you can join us live at the next one, 10 o'clock next Tuesday, for maybe 15-20 minutes, because I talk too much. Sorry, Dee.
No, it's so good. It's just gone on 20 minutes. And we do apologise, we started off a little late today. We had a tech issue, so we're on plan B. Lovely. Thank you, everybody. We will follow up with a recording to everyone that registered today. Yes. Thanks, Mary Lou.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.